So yeah, fuck with us. I guess this is a good time to announce. We got social medias. We have Instagrams, Facebooks, Twitters, all that good shit. Email is gonna be coming soon. Um, the people who really fuck with us, you know what I mean? They told us that they wanted to get early access to the pod. They are already following us on the Instagram and shit. So we got Ask the Cast coming in. They already sending mad questions. Our inbox is flooded. We got so many goddamn questions to get through. People just want to ask the cast and get our opinions. We're honestly humbled and flattered, guys. I mean, honestly. So,
we're just gonna pick one at random here, okay?
And see what the people. All right. So this guy, he asked us not to put out his information. He put that he's an old school guy. He's one of those traditional guys where he just wants his girl to submit to him in whatever the fuck. He just wants to ask, my girl won't submit. What should I do?
What you said he didn't leave a name? Where he from?
Well, he said he wanted to be known as Brad, but that's
Brad?
not his real name.
He probably from Buffalo.
Let's call him that. Buffalo Brad wants to know. Traditional guy. He thinks that his girl doesn't want to submit to him, and he thinks that his girl doesn't respect him. And so he thinks he needs to know, like,
the floor up to you because I want your answer.
You giving her something to submit to, money?
Well, I think I didn't read the whole thing. I just kind of paraphrased, but his question was really like, how do you handle it? Not necessarily like, how does he make her submit, but like, what does that mean?
Right. First, he has to ask himself, is he doing what he needs to do to make her submit? If she can be in her divine feminine energy, that's what she's going to be. But if she have to do half the motherfucking job to make sure y'all is motherfucking good, she's not going to be able to stay in that divine feminine energy. So she's not going to submit to you. So if you need somebody like that, you need to go find you somebody who you are able to afford to take care of like that.
I'm sure a solid, secure ankle hold. Give it a few seconds, she'll submit.
So I was really trying to find this video when you were talking about letting her be in her full divine femininity and such. There was this video I saw like maybe a week or two ago, and it was a younger girl on TikTok. She was talking about how it was kind of foolish what she said, but there was some truth in it, and that's why I'm trying to word it better than her. But essentially, she was talking about how when she's with a guy, if she's more masculine than him, then it's hard for her to really be as feminine as she wants.
Right.
And the way that she put it is, if if there's not enough masculine, then she kind of just essentially just doesn't want to be feminine. And it seemed like a very weird thing to say, but what you had said about, again, just making her feel secure and being in her full divine femininity and such. That's kind of what I thought of. And I wish I could play the video because I really would like to know if you would like agree with what she was saying.
So then I guess to help him, because we say words like divine feminine energy and masculine, which are good titles and words, but like, what's considered masculine? Like if you say, yo, you got to be more masculine, what are we really telling him to do?
What traits are you looking for? And then is it the same for every woman?
Right.
Like, what kind of submission am I can't think of the concept, but I'm assuming it's just like, it's hard to imagine, honestly.
So, from my understanding, and I'm not, fully knowledgeable about it, but with masculine energy, masculine is protective energy. Masculine energy is logical. It's supposed to lead you and direct you. It's in a straightward path. Feminine energy goes in a more of a curvier path. It goes with the flow of stuff. A lot of women can't rely on a man or submit to a man because he's gonna lead them right to somewhere where she doesn't want to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So she has to go out here, work doubly hard. All she want to do is, you know what I'm saying, be loved. Not do anything with her life or have goals or ambitions or, you know, even be taken care of by a dude. You know, women ain't lazy, you know what I'm saying? But she doesn't want to have to work so hard to protect her damn self, protect her from you. Like, all of a sudden, you don't find her attractive no more, so now you out to harm her, you know, mentally, emotionally, physically. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these type of things that she has to go through.
Do you think that everybody sees masculinity and femininity the same? Even obviously not exactly the same, but you know, just overall, would you say it's everybody's view of both of those are similar?
You know, I don't know. I don't know everybody.
Open question for everybody.
I would say hell no.
No?
No, not everyone sees it the same.
Not even like, you know, again, just generally.
Like as a generality.
I think to an extent, yeah. Because all throughout society, you know what I'm saying, men have been protectors and warriors and shit like that. Now, there are societies that were matrilineal, you know what I mean, before they were patrilineal. And that shift is why we, like, I don't know. It's kind of like we done shift our whole paradigm, but like men's supposed to protect. Like even like in nature, like yeah, the women might hunt and go and get food and stuff, but you ain't finna let a another motherfucking lion come in and mess with any of your women. You know what I'm saying? For like lion cubs, you know what I'm saying? Like this in nature too.
Okay. Well, I don't think that masculinity and femininity is viewed the same, and even generally by everyone. And I was kind of curious to get all y'all opinions. I think that, for example, masculinity, I think people say, like, people probably equate that with strength. I would say protection, like you said, probably providing, like you said. But then I think when people try to think about, like, personify that, like, what does strength look like in a person? What does protection look like in a person? What does providing look like in a person? That's where I think it really very, 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 very differs amongst people. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's where the difficulties with these conversations always come when it comes to, like, masculinity and femininity. And I don't know. I think it's even tougher for each group to say what the other one exactly is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then, like, every man is probably going to define masculinity differently. I know I think I have to define it for myself. I will say that. And I think every man probably should have to define it for himself and then choose to live up to that.
Right.
And then you have to decide how similar, like, what's my definition of manhood versus Carlos's versus Green's. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then and if I define it by my views, how do I define Green's masculinity or Carlos's masculinity? And then how do I define someone's femininity if I'm not even female?
And so I like questions like this because I don't think everyone defines it the same way, but I'm willing to bet the majority. And when I say majority, it just means 51% will define it in about the same way. So I like questions like this because just how the cast asks us, I would like to actually do a survey. Like I ask every female in my family, every female I got on my phone to define it, and I'll give you an answer tomorrow. I think like 51% of them, if not more, are going to define it in about the same way. Now, like you said, you on an individual level can define it for what it means for you personally, but I feel like a lot of how we think is still influenced by culture and society overall. And I think women at least probably have a general expectation of what they feel masculinity is. Now, do every men subscribe to it? No.
Do you think my description of it is going to be similar to what most women will say? Strength, protection, providing?
Yeah, and within that, the part that like Ace laid out, which is like logical and being secure both emotionally, financially, and physically.
I don't like that though, because that's everybody.
What?
Everybody got to be, secure emotionally, financially. Men and like every, as Ace would say, the woman walking in her defined femininity is gonna be fucking secure. You know what I'm saying? Like
No, you mean secure from a self-esteem perspective, but it's still
emotionally secure.
that's still different than when they feel emotionally secure with the other person that they're with. Yeah, on an individual level, you gotta feel secure within yourself, but it's
Okay.
also imperative that I feel security from you. You have to project that onto me. I can feel secure myself, but if you don't project security onto me as well, then this is gonna be your problem.
So it's interesting to me though that you put it in relation to another person, because I was just thinking about it in terms of how do I define, in this example, femininity, and how do I walk in that, or how do I be secure in that? But then you basing it off like, how am I secure with you in my femininity? Does that make sense? What I'm saying? And
to a certain degree,
like,
yeah.
why
'Cause it's
base it on
complementary.
another person though?
Because that's the point of the relationship. It's complementary. It's the yin and yang. It's how do we fit together and balance each other. It can't just be me solo next to this other person solo. It's how do we connect and interact in relation to one another.
Okay, so it sounds like y'all also agree with like the little 18-year-old Mexican girl I saw on TikTok. Like,
Yeah.
I guess our energies have to match in order for me to really be fully in mine or whatever. As comfortable as I want to be in mine.
Yeah, compliment,
and you can
synergy,
use
all
that for
type of shit,
masculinity
but,
as well.
I will also ask this person, what is his idea of submission?
Oh, yeah.
Because
I forgot about the question actually. To get back to that.
Buffalo Brad out here waiting.
What is his idea of submission? Because some things that niggas be expecting when it comes to submission is just like completely illogical. Like, why? You want me to come home after working 12 hours and wash your dirty drawers, but I can't ask the same thing of you? You know what I'm saying? Or I'm doing just as much as you, but you expect me to go above and beyond and give wifely duties to you, and you're not even trying to make me a wife. You're not trying to make me comfortable. You're not trying to make it so that these duties are easily done with pleasure. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all for building. I'm all for that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go, we reaching it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, one of the more masculine traits is that person's ability to provide. You know what I'm saying?
So your question to B-Rad is, what are you doing to earn her submission?
Yeah.
Am I correct? Here's what I'm gonna say. Dump her, B-Rad. Let it go, bro. If she ain't gonna submit to you, don't mean she don't trust you. Because I think this whole submission shit is a bunch of crock, and like it's really a racket. But if you essentially what it's about is trust. You know what I mean? If I can trust this person to make decisions in my best interest,
Right.
I don't gotta check behind this person and do all this other shit. If that person don't believe in you, then either you gotta show that you are worth it, or you gotta dead it because you've done your best and they don't see it in you.
But in the interest of growth, you should do some self-reflection and see how you can do better.
I mean, honestly, you gotta have a conversation, yada yada yada. But
well, no, he asked some questions.
beyond that,
It ain't obvious though. 'Cause some people need to be told. It ain't obvious for everybody.
That part.
So I mean, yeah, I guess have a conversation, but I feel like if you don't get an answer that you're satisfied with, person like dancing around answers, not giving straight answers and shit like that, that's a sign in and of itself, dog. She don't believe in you like that. She just don't believe in you to lead, which might be her loss, and that might be something that she's dealing with. She might not believe in anybody, or you might not be the type of leader that she need. But
Right.
But what about the ladies that want to be the alpha males? I mean, the alpha women. The
And
alpha
he don't
female.
need to be pursuing those type of
yeah,
women.
yeah, I get you. But I'm saying it's like, I guess I'm going back to the earlier conversation. It was just like if a woman is gonna submit, like what is she submitting to? Feminine traits, but like. What if she prefers to be an alpha female? Like, what feminine traits is she gonna emit at that point?
what is an alpha female?
I don't know. It's like that, and I was wondering that earlier. It's just like to answer your question, it's just like I think, we don't see the masculinity and femininity the same. Like, I think we'll define our own like masculinity individually and women individually as well, but when we try to define each other's, that's when it differs a lot. And so for me to try to describe what an alpha female would be, it would be like,
Well, I mean, you're using the word. Like, what,
Yeah,
what
so-
is that? Who is
so-
that person?
So yeah, I mean, an alpha female is someone, in my eyes, would be someone who I wouldn't mind letting her take over. Like, yeah, I'll
I believe in your decision making.
Yeah, like like you could take over as long as you believe in that I'll be the caregiver type stuff, you know.
Honestly, I don't even think any of that
And
alpha
that
shit
sounds
really
weird.
matter.
Mhm.
Like, and when it comes to men and women, I think if you can
Right,
cooperate, like, if
It's
and that's when it comes to
it's just
respecting.
and to Green's point, it's just like the whole yin and yang, like
Mhm.
the whole compatibility, like you really gotta match energies and shit to, like, if that's what she wants and that's what you want, that's what you both need and that's what you both give, and then shit, that's what's happening.
And go to your point, this alpha female, you know, whatever she may look like, she's gonna probably be drawn to beta energy if she wants.
I don't think we should call it beta energy. Honestly, I don't think so.
I mean, basically,
Those labels
And
we
we
got to
shouldn't
work
call
with
it
though.
alpha female,
Yeah.
alpha energy.
So y'all
Because
don't think,
beta isn't necessarily bad.
right?
but y'all don't think that two
Beta is
quote unquote
evolved.
alphas could date?
I do, and because that's where I was waiting to see how he defined alpha female. Because some people define the alpha female in relation to like male, and they think alpha female means have to be with beta male. And they have to dominate the relationship.
Right.
And I use examples like Ace when you go back to nature. Alpha female is amongst females. Where do you rank amongst females? And if you're alpha female, you're probably the more assertive, ambitious, leader-oriented amongst the females. And so you'll have an alpha female who's dominant amongst the females who would only want to be with an alpha male who's dominant amongst the males. And together they're an alpha couple.
That makes
She ain't
more
gonna defer
sense
to
to
no
me.
other female, and she ain't gonna defer to no beta male, but she'll defer to an alpha male. Or you got the alpha females where it's like, I want to be the alpha of the relationship,
Yeah.
not just of the females and the males and of this relationship. Then you'll get that one with more of a beta male.
And see, that just sounds to me like an uncooperative person. And again, I gotta
No,
keep
'cause
using
Not
that
they're
word,
getting somebody to cooperate
Yeah.
with them. They're getting somebody to go along with their ploy.
but not
Niggas is just
The
thrown
beta.
off because it's the female
Right.
part of it. They're expecting that characteristic from the male. You know what I'm saying?
get what you're getting at. I get it. Yo comprendo. Yo comprendo.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
final
it is.
final words on B-Rad Jeezy is
B-Rad, you got too many words from us. We're moving on.
Oh wait. I think one thing I also did want to include. I wonder how often men really think about if their woman is really worth, if we don't want to use the word submit, if that might not be the right word, trusting, believing, hitch your wagon to, because I don't want to say even follow, but like a woman that you could really like pair yourself with and build with. Like, I don't, maybe he wants her to submit because he trying to like change her and quote unquote for the better, and she not going with it, and that's the real problem. Like, he trying to change her, be better, whatever potential he think he can bring out in her and such. So I just think that's also worth mentioning. Maybe she ain't worth really trying to get to submit with.
Yeah, that's like two ideas to that argument, or I mean, two sides of that.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a lot to
like-
consider.
like if you're trying, is it worth it? But then other people would say it's like, I mean, it's a relationship, you gotta try. So, Brad, you move on if you need to.
Kick it to the curb.
Just don't end up bitter 20 years later like Kwame Brown.
Alright now.
So, I was thinking about adding a new AKA, Young Segway San. No? Anybody feeling it? No?
Segway sign.
Anyways, so Kwame Brown was also in the news for just shooting back at pretty much anybody who has something to say about him in recent news.